just wanna hold you. I just wanna look into your eyes and tell you that I want you. You know you make me feel so alive. Can't stop thinking about you day and night. Love it when you kiss me, love it when we touch. Every time I'm down, yeah, you make me smile. You're the solution. You are, you are, you are, you are, you are.
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Also, if you are new, welcome. My name is Cambria and today's video is full of 2 days of deep cleaning throughout the entire house. I am starting in the bedroom because there was a couple things that I knew I wanted to get done first thing in the morning. That way I had time to get it washed and dried before putting it back into our bedroom.
Thinking about you day and night. I love it when you kiss me, love it when we touch. Every time I'm down, yeah, you make me smile. You're the solution. You are, 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 you are the solution. You are the solution. You are, 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 you are the solution. You are the solution.
I love having white sheets because I just throw some bleach in it and it makes it so much easier to keep them clean and white. I used to have different colored ones and they're just kind of a pain. You get any type of stains on it and you hope that the OxyClean works, and it normally does, but there's just days that it doesn't, and bleach is just the best for any of it. I have people ask if I move this little desk that Bobby has every single day. I do not. I move it most days, but Bobby's constantly working on his computer doing stuff on there, so honestly, we often just keep it out. And now just doing the laundry because, you know, I've had these clean clothes sitting in baskets for a good 2 days because I don't get to stuff right away, especially when it comes to laundry. So I am making priority to get through all of the laundry today. So later on, I'm going to show you a bunch more with my new Wagner steamer. I brought this up the other video showing it on the sliding glass door area and how good it is. And I have been obsessed with this thing and using it in different areas all over the house. My favorite part is the fact that it doesn't like run out of steam. Like I did some huge projects today and never had to refill it because you guys know, like, when you have to refill it, you got to let it cool down and then refill it and then let it heat back up, and it can just be a hassle. And this, I've been absolutely in love with my new steamer. Oh, and I am super excited. Our AC is working. Thank goodness. We got that finally fixed, so that's also why you don't see the AC unit in our room anymore. Oh, honestly, literally instantly after he got it fixed, the house felt so much better just because that initial humidity that got pulled out of the house. So much better. Extremely happy to have the AC fixed. Actually, I think that's part of the reason that I really wanted to give our bedroom a really good deep clean is when the AC was in there, we had like hoses going to our shower and it was just a big mess. This ceiling fan was a disaster. You can't even tell from here, but it was so bad, and it always gets so bad. Bobby and I were just talking the other day of how the ceiling fan outside in the pool area, like, I rarely clean because I just don't think about it. It's outside in the pool area. And it's still clean. I looked at it the other day and there was some dust on it. I did a little wipe down, but nothing too crazy. This thing gets caked in dust and dog hair and all the things. Like, I clean it every single month, and every single month there's just giant things of dust and hair falling off. So I always blame the dogs. I don't know if that's really the reason. I just assume it is, but I don't know why. Out of every ceiling fan in our entire house, this one gets absolutely horrendous.
Around the edges, I guess that some things never change. Yeah, I know that it's been ages, but it kinda feels the same. No matter how hard I try, you cannot push me out, so just listen. I've been thinking of you since
It also has been a while since I cleaned. Actually, I've never cleaned these curtains other than when we first got them. So it was time to give these curtains a really good cleaning. So I'm pulling those down. We're going to clean the entire windows, the curtains, everything. I got a comment a while back. Like, I think we were still in the old house a while back. About how, because I always said how I would wash and then lightly dry my curtains, but not fully dry them and then hang them back up. And someone commented about how they don't dry their curtains at all. They put them in the washing machine and then they never put them in the dryer. They just hang them right back up. And I have started implementing that since I had gotten that comment, and I have to say I love it. One, you don't deal with any wrinkles because you are letting it dry, hanging in place. And two, your room that you do this in, if it's your family room, your bedroom, wherever it is, smells absolutely divine. I do recommend, if you're doing this, use your scent boosters because it just adds to everything. But yeah, best advice ever. Don't even slightly dry your curtains. Just hang them back up. Let them dry hanging there. Not only will they be like perfectly wrinkle free, but your room will just smell the best it has ever smelt ever. And then after I was done in the bedroom, I moved out into the main living area, and of course starting my diffuser first. I do want to take this time though to thank Factor for sponsoring today's video. You guys have heard me talk about Factor for years now. You guys know I absolutely love them. I personally started with Factor when I was doing a kickstart to my keto diet, but they offer delicious flavor-packed options other than keto, so it works for any lifestyle. So of course keto, but they also have vegan and veggie option, protein plus options, and all of this is prepared by chefs and approved, and each meal has all the ingredients you need to feel satisfied, and all day long you're meeting your goals, which for me at that point was really, really important. Factor is also a great option if you're trying to simplify things with summer coming up. We're all super busy, but we often want to make sure we're eating well. So Factor will help you skip that trip to the grocery store, the chopping, the prepping, the cleaning, and all that goes along with having to cook a meal. With Factor, you're getting those fresh, never frozen meals ready in 2 minutes while still getting all the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Head to Factor75.com or click the link below and use code Cambriea50 to get 50% off your first Factor box.
warnings been spread wide. You can't do none to stop it. Causing is bound to fight. Be only causing riots. Words move from mouth to mouth. Justice is also trapping. All the way from north to south. It's been a long time coming. Take it to the streets.
So in one of my last videos, I had someone comment asking what IKEA counters I got. So yes, my entire kitchen cabinets are IKEA, but I actually ended up going with a local countertop place around me. I looked at all the stuff at IKEA, and honestly, I just didn't like anything they had option-wise. So one thing though, if you are redoing your kitchen, shop around. I went to one place and the cheapest counters I could find were nearly 10 grand for my kitchen. And my kitchen's not that big. And then I went to a couple places and eventually I was able to find this one, which was pretty much exactly what I wanted. I wanted some veining. I didn't want it to be pure white. And I wanted it to, I don't know, there was a look I was looking for. I had it in my head. And I was able to find this one at a well more reasonable pricing. So if you are redoing your kitchen, do not go to just one counter spot. Look around. Let people know your budget. Obviously, do your research to make sure you're not being unreasonable with budget, but don't listen to the first place you go to. I've also learned that people have so many different options between quartz and granite. I wanted quartz because granite to me is really busy and I was looking for something more simple. But yeah, counters were from a local counter shop place around me. And then the backsplash, which I absolutely love. Also, the steam cleaner works amazing on it. I got from Floor and Decor. Just look at all that it picks up from the backsplash and that vent. Obviously, this wall is the worst because it's right by the stove, so any splatter and stuff is all right there. But honestly, I did all of my backsplash, and it made it look so good. Like, I clean and wipe down my backsplash on a regular basis, but I feel like this steamer just really got in there, and if there's any grease buildup or anything like that, it just worked phenomenally. And because it's got this really long hose, I'm not holding the whole machine. I'm just going in one area. Like I said, this steamer is my new obsession. I absolutely love it. You guys are probably going to see it all the time because it can be used on so many different things. It actually lasts a really long time, the amount of water it holds and everything. So, well worth it for me. 100%. Love my new Wagner steamer. Also, yes, I know I'm not going all the way up on these cabinets. I was really just trying to focus on the main areas that get sticky and touched and stuff. So I was not worrying about grabbing out the ladder on this day. But if you are going to steam the cabinets, one, I would do a test spot first because you never know. And I don't want you to ruin your stuff with steam. But keep a dry rag on hand because it's great to get any sticky stuff off and clean it. But you're definitely still going to want to wipe down all of the cabinets afterwards because it will just be, I don't know, a little bit wet. So that's why I kept that around as I was doing it. I have also gotten questions about my recipe for my multi-purpose spray, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that I go through phases, so I'm going to tell you what it is right now, but it may change in the future, because for a while it was the thieves cleaner and everything, but lately I've been really loving doing water with some rubbing alcohol and then a splash of Pine Sol. I love that scent. I love the way it looks. And like I said, that's been my latest obsession. But I definitely go through phases. Like, I get bored of stuff and will want to try something new. So I may decide that I'm going to be using some Mrs. Meyer's stuff for a while, and I'll use that for like months and then something else. When I'm trying to get stuff done around the house, I like to keep it fresh and interesting, and the easiest way to do that is with new cleaning products. So, like I said, currently my obsession is Pine Sol water and rubbing alcohol, but it may change in the future.
I will do everything I can for you. You will grow up in the blink of an eye and move out and be on your own. But no matter what.
Now, in the dining room, I didn't have a crazy amount to do. I was moving like the cleaning stuff that I still had left out, but Xander, we had gotten him this motor to build. It's like a STEM program motor, and that's been his huge obsession lately is engineering and stuff like that. And Bobby and I are both huge at when our kids show a passion in something, we are going to encourage it to its fullest. So he had been working on this little motor, so I wasn't going to really touch the dining room table, but really just work around the kids as they were playing.
Deep and abiding, liking for you is all I need. Until my heart gives in, I will do everything.
Also, my quail chicks should be hatching soon. I am super excited to see what color these guys come out. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I got the pastel collection from My Shire Farm, so I am like super anxious about them hatching because I want to see all the colors. Grabbing out the Wagner again. I have a shark steam cleaner, which I absolutely love, but I'm using the Wagner because it's already set up. It was already hot. It was already ready to go. And it worked really, really well. You can see it uses a ton of steam, which I personally like, is the like more steam. Obviously you don't want to leave it on any area too long. It can ruin your floors. I do not have hardwoods though. I have a laminate, so I can put a little bit more onto mine, but if you're doing your floors, you never want to just sit in one area. It can ruin your floors, but I do like how they have these different attachments. So I can go from steaming my tile and cabinets to doing my floors to cleaning out window areas. They have all the same attachments that the what's the other one called? Now I can't think of it. Steam Shot has plus so much more. So it's got all that plus a abundance of more ones. So that is one thing I really like about this. And like I said, it worked really, really well on the floors. You can see the amount of steam coming up, and for the most part, any area that seemed to get a little funky, it was able to get it off. I don't steam my floors on a regular basis. Normally I will just use a mop, but I do like doing this once in a while. There's just something about steaming your floors that I feel like make it feel so much cleaner and just last so much longer.
Whole lot of crying, whole lot of telling me I should be dying to be like you, but I don't want to be like you. 'Cause I could do better. I could do better. I could do better than that. And you should know better. You should know better. You should know better than that. I don't need your help. I don't need your help. You should help yourself.
Also, you're going to see my kids a lot more in upcoming videos because we are definitely on summer vacation. Kids are loving it. Xander is all done with even his small little STEM program that he was doing right at the end of school. So kids are home all day, every day. They have been loving it though. Swimming every day and playing and just doing all the things. And then coming up very soon, we are going to Wisconsin, which I am super excited about, to see family and hang out. Especially since, like, when we moved, Freya, I know I talked about this when she was really, really little. Like, she was a stage 5 clinger. She would scream if we went somewhere and I was not holding her. And it was right before we moved that she finally got out of that phase. And now I joke around because she loves everyone. Like, she will go up and say hi to absolutely everyone. So now we're trying to teach her stranger danger because she's trying to get herself kidnapped. But I think the family up north is going to be excited to see her because they remember this baby that wouldn't leave mom's hip, and now she's like full on toddler and loves absolutely everyone. Here you can see I am back in the bedroom. Like I said before, these curtains are still wet. They are freshly out of the washing machine, but it makes such a huge difference. Plus, then you don't have to wait all that time for the dryer. I washed the bedding and then dried it and put this in the washer, and by the time the bedding was done in the dryer, the curtains were done, so I was able to get back in here and do everything all at once. You can see Freya always around in the background. Actually, if you look in the mirror to the right of me, she is climbing that ladder that I had in here for putting the curtains up and down. She is always around, always getting into trouble. But I love it. I try not to baby my kids too much and let them do and learn. It can be really hard, I'll be honest. Like, when the kids are outside playing and roughhousing, I often have to, like, come inside and not watch them play because I'm like, don't hurt your brother, don't do this, don't do that. And they give me this look like, Mom, you're being obnoxious. And I just think back to, like, when I was a kid and we were outside playing all day, every day, no adult supervision around, and all the stupid stuff I did growing up. And I'm still alive and had so much fun. So every once in a while I have to remind myself of that and just, like, walk away because they're going to be fine, and if they're not, they're learning a lesson. So yeah, I remember, like, me and my brother got lost so many times on our bikes because we would go for bike rides and just ride and then have no idea where we were. Or climbing the trees at the local school and literally belly flopping out of one of them and not wanting to tell Mom or Dad because they probably wouldn't have been happy that we were climbing the trees. We just did so much stuff. We're all fine. But yeah, it's crazy because nowadays, like, you can't even do that with your kids. If I were to just let my kids go to even the park by themselves, I'd probably have someone calling the authorities on us. And I remember being Bjorn's age and doing all the things. So I try as much as possible to give them their independence at home to the ability we have. That is also another reason, like, I really want to get land is I want the kids to be able to go outside and be kids and not have to worry about some crazy neighbor upset that my kids are being kids. And I know with land we'll be able to do that. We can get them dirt bikes and all sorts of fun things, and just teach them, like, simple fundamental things that nowadays kids never learn. Like, how many kids do you see going fishing nowadays or hunting or stuff like that if they don't live, like, in the country? So I really, really hope that we are able to do that for our kids because I remember growing up and those are some of my best memories, and I want my kids to be able to have that.
You have the time of your life every single night. The confetti's raining down. You put your hands down.
All right, so this is actually a new day working on more stuff on the to-do list, starting out in the family room because Freya was still in bed at this point. So I knew the best time to get all of her stuff cleaned up is when she wasn't around. So I'm going around and going to be working on this family room. The big thing is when our AC was out, we had a box fan in our front window. And we had different rainy days and stuff, so this front window area had gotten really, really dirty because we had the window open pretty much 24/7 with a box fan in it, trying to keep the house as cool as possible. So I'm going to be just going around, getting the family room clean, getting that window clean, and just getting the house as back to normal as possible.
It's perfect pretending you think no one can tell. But everything's just fake. Now you're becoming the person you once hated. You also used to say that. I tell myself I don't want that. What glitters isn't gold. I tell myself I don't need it, 'cause I'm fine on my own. But I hate being on the outside looking through a window. I say I don't want it, but I'm so full of it. I wanna be the life of the party.
Here you can see what I was talking about with all that like dirt, that main like dirty area. That's exactly where the box fan was sitting. So all I can think of is it was like perfectly blowing in any pollen and dirt and anything from outside. So definitely need to get in here and clean this all off because it had gotten so bad over the past, well shoot, I think we were almost at a month without AC. It's been a while, so it definitely needed to be wiped down really well. And then, of course, I want to go in and get these windows. The only thing I wish these windows had is, like all the other windows of the house, I can bend down to clean the outside. I can't do that with these ones. So I actually have to go outside and clean them. And these screens are a little bit harder to get off. So that's why I've been using that like Windex on your hose for the outside of these windows. Just because then I don't have to take the screens off and everything. But I'm still going to make sure the insides are very clean. Because you know we're always getting those puppy prints as well as Freya prints all over pretty much any glass that's in our house.
Somebody be ooh, 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 ooh. Sunrise is 4 a.m. You see, get in the car, we can run away. I hardly even knew you, but I knew that I can't lose you. For 1 or 2, maybe 3 years, I've been feeling nothing at all.
So just so everyone knows that have been asking about recipes with the quail eggs and everything, I am going to be doing that coming up. I have gotten all your messages and stuff, but honestly, often we just eat them like regular. However, I want to do some homemade noodles, which I have to figure out the correct ratio with making homemade noodles with quail eggs over chicken eggs, and some popovers coming up. And I figured those are two recipes that are very like egg like prominent, so I'm gonna share that with you guys. I love my family's homemade noodle recipes, so I'm excited to share that one. But into Freya's room, you can see it's a mess like always. She does clean up, but it just turns back into this. So we are going in and picking up everything. Luckily, we just did that huge declutter in her room. So as messy as this is, it's not as bad as it could have been about a week ago before we did that huge declutter. And it never takes us, honestly, that long. Like, we're in here for maybe 10 minutes. And a big reason about it taking the full 10 minutes to pick up everything is because she's helping me. If I was in here by myself, I could probably get it done in like 3. Because I also don't really organize her toys that much. I know they're just going to be dumped out like this when she's playing. So the idea to take 30 minutes to organize out every single toy to me does not make sense. As long as it looks neat and tidy, which is why I love these cube organizers. You put them in the shelf, and it looks perfect. That is what I am looking for. I'm not looking for perfectly organized anything.
Getting warmer every time I'm with you. Lighting up my space, you do. Like a candle in the dark. Getting warmer every time I'm with you.
So we are also working on potty training with Freya. So I need to pull up this rug and put it in the washing machine. She's been doing really, really well. She honestly has. But we're still potty training. We're still dealing with some accidents and whatnot. So I'm going to be pulling up the rug, throwing it in the washing machine, and then going in and doing a little bit of vacuuming. And then I'm going to have the robot vacuum come in because that thing just works perfect to get under everything and mop all at the same time. And it allows me to go do other stuff in the house while it's doing this.
I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you sleep. You don't
It was definitely time for a good deep cleaning on the kids' bathroom. So I am pulling down the curtains, taking out all the towels, doing all the things. That shower curtain cleaned up so well. I am very happy with that. Just like regular curtains, though, I put it through the washer and then hung it right back up. I did not put it into the dryer, but there was definitely like sticky, not even sticky, just like dirty handprints all over it. Kids are outside playing in the dirt and whatnot, and they were just getting dirty. But the kids have gotten really, really good at keeping their bathroom clean. So I don't come in here every single day like I used to when they were younger. I usually come in here about once a week and give it a good once over. But for the most part, I like to keep Lysol wipes in this bathroom. That way I can tell them, hey, go in your bathroom, clean it up. All they have to do is grab the Lysol wipes and they can pretty much wipe down everything. But like I said, about once a week, I like to come in here and give it a good thorough cleaning just to make sure everything gets hit.
this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving.
It was obvious from cleaning this bathroom that this is the sink that they use most because the other sink was not bad at all. And this stuff had a bunch of grime buildup on the little stopper and absolutely everything. So this is obviously the sink that they use on a regular basis because it was showing all the dirt and grime, and I don't even know. I probably don't even want to know some of the stuff that's down that sink. It can't be any worse than my, though, like, clay mask that ends up down the sink when I wash my face. So, yeah. That little potty seat. I have gotten Freya a lot of potty seats. I've gotten her the ones that you sit on the floor that they sit on, which I've honestly never liked those because of the idea of cleaning them out. We had a cocoa melon one, which hung on the side of the toilet. I didn't like that because it was kind of a pain to get on and off, and you had to help her onto the toilet every single time. And then I found this one on Amazon, and it sits over the toilet. It's got the cushion and everything, and I know they also make the toilet seats that can have a kitty thing attached to it. I really, really don't like those because they're just more area for, I don't know, so much, you know how dirty under your toilet seat gets, and now you're just adding another one to get really dirty. I just don't like the idea of that. But this one sits there folds away when you need to use it. So it just super easy, and it has a step. So she can step up. Her feet aren't just dangling, because, you know, for most kids, like, that's their biggest thing, is feeling that, like, they don't feel secure. With this, it's got little handles on the side, somewhere to put her feet, everything. It has made the biggest difference. She used to, like, full-on temper tantrum when we talked about potty training. Now we are also bribing her with candy. That's why you see that cup of candy in the window. But hey, whatever works. But I also think it's honestly just feeling secure on this seat. She has loved it so much. I'm taking the steamer, and this is a new pad. Don't freak out. I'm taking the steamer and doing the walls around the toilet first, because children, they get dirty. And I figured it was a good way to really sanitize around the toilet, and then obviously doing the floor as well. Well, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you're new, subscribe, like, comment, share, all the things, but I'll see you next time. Bye!